back to a brand new episode of the Who What Now Gaming Podcast where we ask a whole bunch of questions, but not today. Today we're getting real deep into Saya and Sillyfrog. Welcome. How are you?
I'm great. How are you doing?
I don't know. I'm kind of thinking about going back and redoing that intro because never mind. Somebody will find it and talk about it. Anyway,
I'm just glad to be back.
How are you? How's it going? Is that a penguin cup? Have you been hiding that the entire time?
I've been waiting. God. So, yeah, I got it from SeaWorld.
You got a penguin cup from SeaWorld?
Yeah, it's Franklin.
She wanted to bring home an actual penguin, but we're
I wanted to bring home a seal because it was cute.
Yeah, I mean, what?
Okay, it was the most annoying one.
The most annoying seal?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, he had some pretty good songs out. Like, Batman Forever was probably the best one, though. It's a Kiss of a Rose. All right, whatever. All right, so Sillyfrog, you've obviously been here before.
I have.
I think the best way to start is by starting, and I think let's just do a little intro. What are you doing? Who are you? And what's been going on? Also, what's your favorite game of all time? There you go.
Well, I'm Sillyfrog. I am one of Josh's mods on his streaming Twitch, whatever.
Podcast,
yep. English, not awake enough yet. Who am I?
Who are you in the scheme of life?
That is a good question. I don't even know who I am half the time.
Well, you're a cozy gamer.
Yeah.
And you said last time we had you on the podcast that you were recently, or within the last couple of years, a more of a cozy gamer. But I don't know if we talked about it. What was that initial moment that you decided you were going to be a cozy gamer? Like, what was the game you played and you were like, oh, this is the genre for me?
Probably when I started playing Stardew.
Stardew?
Mm-hmm. I've played Animal Crossing before, but like it wasn't until I started watching you and like hanging out with Shell Shocked that I kind of got more into video games and defining and like figuring out who I am. And I think it wasn't until I started playing Stardew, even though I played and beat Animal Crossing, that I guess cozy games are kind of like more my pace of video games compared to like action or
like the adventures, the shooters.
Yes.
Nice.
I've tried playing some of them, and it's just I feel like the coordination sometimes not there.
Yeah, I mean it's a learned play it over and over and over and over and over and over, and I think most people who are like gamers now, I think that's where my big issue when you're playing a game and someone's like, oh, way to go, noob, and you're like, yeah, but probably. Yeah. Like it's a new game, it's new mechanics, it's core stuff, and if someone's not used to it, it takes time to get to that point. So I think to find your niche is probably the best possible like situation. And I mean, and I think over the years, like cozy games have really gotten the, I don't know, cozy games are more of like the butt of the joke. Whereas I've learned in this like last year that cozy games have been a real treat. It's definitely something that I can sit down, I can enjoy, and just kind of lose myself in a moment without having to get too deep into like an adventure or a story or
it's like there are games that you like after a hard day's work or you just want to unwind from life for a bit. Those are the kind of games that you can kind of just retreat to and just get lost for a while until you are ready to be like, okay, I need to get back, or okay, I didn't realize they were this late, I need to go to bed.
Yeah, no, 1,000%. I've been actually thinking lately that I think some cozy games have been kind of funneled into one specific set of games. You get like your Stardew and your Animal Crossing, but I think that even like Ark Survival could be a cozy game. I think not Dead by Daylight. What's the other one? The 7 Days to Die is a good one because I think there is simplicity and almost like a calm to just going out into this world, looking for equipment, cutting down trees for resources. Like I would even say that Grounded is more of a cozy like game. I would. That's where I would put it. I don't see. It's not like if you were to put like Grounded and like Call of Duty next to each other, and you said pick the cozy game. I'm not picking Call of Duty.
No.
I've never been cozy playing Call of Duty.
My brother would pick Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Well, he says he's got trauma from Grounded.
Yeah, I'm excited to start it. I got the PlayStation up here, or the PlayStation. I got the Xbox up here, ready to like set up and get ready for our streamies. So we're gonna be playing some Grounded. I'm gonna give it a shot now that we ended Baldur's Gate 3. But I do have a question because now that I just brought it up randomly, you've never played Baldur's Gate 3. What'd you think of it?
I liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. I feel like it for my brain. It's probably just a little too much, like thinking and like trying to think ahead or like stuff like that. Like it'd be like I don't mind watching it.
Yeah,
I just probably would not play it.
What'd you think of the story? I mean, I grazed past a lot of it, but like just from
it was
as a
definitely
first
an interesting
introduction to
storyline.
Yeah.
From the parts that I've watched,
Mhm.
because otherwise, I'm scrolling on TikTok.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'd be doing it
or
too.
playing Stardew while you're streaming. I'll be honest.
I'm all for it. I'm all for it. I think what we've created unintentionally is a hangout area while one person just plays a video game.
And then we just look up and just see you like either fail and we just
I
bash
was
on
invested actually, okay?
You bought the game because
I bought it.
We didn't
yeah,
even
like
introduce her.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get to
Oh,
it.
yeah. Hi, I'm Saya.
Yeah, why don't you introduce yourself? We'll dive into this.
Yeah,
Welcome.
I stream occasionally, but like as you said, I've been trying to like do a little bit better by having a schedule. I love video games. And
who are you? What are you?
Who am I? Well, I'm Saya. What are you? I think I'm a person.
It's good. It's good. It's a good start. Yeah. What's your favorite game of all time?
Oh my goodness. Spyro.
Spyro? Hell yeah. Spyro's see, now that brings me back. Spyro's great. Spyro was that PlayStation 1?
Yes.
Yeah?
I think so.
PlayStation 2? I know I was playing it on PlayStation 2.
Okay, might have been PlayStation 2. It was good. I remember that one being
Crash Bandicoot.
I remember the first time I played Spyro was I think it was in like my buddy's like bedroom or something where he had like one of those like dressers that was like way too high,
Mm-hmm.
and then they had the TV that was even higher, so we're all like on the ground, all just like looking straight up and stuff, and a good 2-hour session, you like forgot what it looks like to like feel your head look down.
I still have my original like PS2 memory card. And
wow that's impressive actually.
Yeah,
they were not.
My brother still has a PlayStation.
Yeah,
2.
he does.
Oh, did he win that off a cereal box too?
No, we've had that.
To be fair, I picked out the cereal box, so technically I won it.
All right. Well
he
done.
entered it.
He bought the cereal box and he entered it, but it was because of me, because I like cereal. I don't care. It was Captain Crunch.
Wow. I mean, I said what, Crunchios or something last time.
Yeah, you said Crunch.
I mean, that's fantastic.
Crispios.
Crispios. That's right. Crispios. It's definitely like it's an unexpected type of like, it's one of those stories that you would like tell somebody and they go, bullshit. There's no way that happened. But then to be able to like sit there and be like, oh, I got a PS5.
Here's
well, the rest of
like
us,
we can pull up. He has emo still.
yeah. It's one of those things where like when the PS5 came out, it took me over a year to get my hands on it, and even then I had to like go through like I had to do like one of those like Amazon things where they were like, the first moment that we have it available, we will send it to you. So even though like I purchased it, I still ended up waiting like a month before it even like showed up. And that was horrible. and then just have someone be like, "Oh man, I'm just gonna have cereal one morning, and we'll see what happens." End the month with a PS5, like it's insane.
Yeah, my best friend, it took her forever to get it, and then like months later, I'm like, "Hey, I got a PS5 from a cereal box." She was like, "You were so lucky."
Yeah.
I was shocked when I saw it being dropped off at the door.
We thought it was kind of like
and
a
I'm
little
just
bit
like,
of a scam, and then it shows
1000%.
up, and I'm like, "Wow, we didn't have to pay for shipping or anything."
Yeah, 1000%. I would have also thought it would have been a complete scam. I probably would have gotten the email that said you won, and then just deleted it and been like, "Nah, whatever. Yeah, okay, sure." You know, there's no way. It's such a. But I mean, that's almost the shitty thing that we're surrounded by scams so much that like eventually you do find a prince overseas who needs money because he's in jail and needs you to send over $500,000. And
Did you send a prince overseas?
We're not going to talk about it. So there is the fact he's free now, and that's what matters. Okay. Eventually he'll call me and reimburse me, but we're waiting. So with with Baldur's Gate 3 coming to a close, you are still playing it.
Yes.
And you have gone into the curse of playing this game yet, where you play it for a little while and you go, I want to try something else. So you delete that playthrough and then you start a new one and then you just continue that cycle until eventually
I haven't deleted, but I did start a new playthrough with her boyfriend, her brother, my boyfriend.
Whoa.
We're sorry, we're not in Alabama.
There's a whole different dynamic coming in here. Is this first drop news? You heard it here first. Well, that's good. That's good. What's the dynamic?
Well, we're fighting over Karlak.
Yeah, of course.
I was like, Shadowheart, okay, I can get her later, but I want Karlak and Astarion.
Don't let Viking hear
yeah,
you say that.
Viking is.
I also like Shadowheart.
Love you, Viking.
Karlak, she's pretty hot, like literally.
Karlak is muscle mommy. That's
is.
where it's at.
And then Will, if he takes Karlak for me, then Will's my backup.
Will's the backup?
Will's the backup. He's also amazing.
Are we completely avoiding Astarion?
No. I said Astarion is there too.
Okay, well.
I don't know when you said that because I'm sitting right next to you and I did not hear that at
all.
Well,
Astarion, just listen to this when it comes out because I did say Astarion.
Astarion is poly, so I mean you can probably get both.
I know.
So there you go.
I think what she should do is she should go after Gale.
Oh my god, I hate Gale more than I hate Lizelle.
There is a huge like fan group specifically like all out there for Gale. Like there's a bunch of people who are like, oh, look at this fine wizard right here.
Yeah, when Astarion was asking me out, I had to like put down or I had to reject Gale, and I was like, when did we fall? When did you love me?
Oh my god, yes.
I'm like, when did this happen?
The amount of times that my like neurospicy brain doesn't pick up on the flirty cues and stuff, and be like, you want to see this really cool magic in the back of my tent? And I'm like, yeah, man, what do you got?
And then and then he was like trying to get more intimate. And I'm like, no.
Yeah.
No.
I did the same thing with Halcyon, and he was like, hey, I really said something. It's like I really value our relationship, and I'm like, yeah, of course, like we got this really cool thing going on. He's like, I would love to show you something in the woods, and I'm like, fucking, he's a druid, he's all naturey. I'm like, hell yeah, let's go on an adventure. And then I show up and he's like shirtless, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
I can't wait for that.
I'm like, what is happening right now? I gotta respectfully be like, hey man, my bad. Like,
is that the scene where you get with him like and he
turns into a bear? Yep.
Yeah. No, I'll go for the mind flare over the bear.
I forgot to do earlier, Steve? I forgot to look for Tom, see if he's hiding out here.
Yeah, well, Tom's hiding in our attic. He breaks in every so often when we do recording days. He's probably listening right there. We'll find out. It is
coming for you, Viking and Tom.
I'm excited because we are going to be speaking of like Baldur's Gate 3, but we're going to be doing a one-shot D&D at some point that I'm very, very, very excited for because I actually haven't played like actual D&D in a room in like a couple of months ever since just like life itself kind of got more hectic and busy but I'm excited to DM a game for everybody. So I can't wait for that, like, to get that all together. But with like, now watching like Baldur's Gate 3. Have you played D&D before?
Nope.
No, she hasn't.
All right. So
I will be a complete noob.
It's okay.
With everything going on with
I get the gist of it. Like,
yeah.
I've seen it.
Brother joined our campaign that my dad started when we were younger.
I just have never played it. Like, I've seen gameplay.
Sure.
I've seen people play it, and I think it'd be completely fun. I just have not been.
Oh, it is.
I think you'll like it.
I think I will too. It's just I have to play it.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
I have the dice for it.
It's a lot of fun.
Have you ever played Pathfinder?
I have not.
My best friend, she got me into Pathfinder. You'll like it too.
Yeah, I'm very excited.
Like, the rules are more like lenient. I know, like, there is a difference, but there's also similarities.
Yep. Yeah. Somebody, one of my players from one of my previous games, bought me the player's handbook for Pathfinder, which is somewhere on that shelf. And so I when I get like moments, I kind of just like go through it, and I've found a lot of differences where it seems like Dungeons and Dragons is more adventure player decision based, and Pathfinder feels more rules and customization, more of like an individuality type of thing, where there is not, even if two characters made exactly the same build, the differences in how to get to that point are so vast, and I like that, but it feels like if I were to play Pathfinder, I don't know if I could do like a quick one shot. It feels like something that I would have to like sit down and do like a real adventure for, just so that I could get the true feeling of what Pathfinder has to offer. Whereas D&D, I mean, you could sit down with any character. You could sit down with a DM who already has character sheets, and then you can make it your own. It's very versatile, and it's something that you can easily jump into. Which is, I think that's why I like D&D. And it's also why I like bringing in like new players, because it's so versatile. So, yeah, it's a good game. It's fantastic. But I'm a dice goblin. You're a dice goblin.
I am.
And you have how many dice are you at, you think?
Well, so you know when the D&D movie came out and they had like the D20 popcorn bucket? I have that filled.
Did you get the damn it?
I got the bucket
2.
and it's filled.
I tried so hard to get that bucket. I also tried to get the Deadpool head, but I failed on
went
everything.
everywhere to find the Deadpool head. I couldn't find it. I at least found the keychain because me and my best friend, we love. I feel like I'm Sillyfrog. You're talking about.
I'm just chilling here, you know.
Yeah,
Shell shock, and I'm gonna bring mine. Like I went to 10 different movie theaters trying to find the Deadpool stuff. I got 2 of the D20s, one for me, one for my best friend. So we have like a matching one.
And that thing
awesome.
is probably like halfway filled with dice.
Oh no, mine's filled.
It's
already
best.
filled already?
I bought a lot of dice on Temu.
On Temu? Oh my god.
I would get like packs, and then
she stole my dice.
That's
and
not
I had
true.
to pick them back out.
That's not true.
And hide them in my room.
I'll give you dice.
I don't know what you're talking
I
about.
have dice.
I'll give you more dice.
Okay.
That doesn't sound like something I would do.
I have
Because
okay.
I sometimes see some dice laying around and just put them in my. I'm just putting them all together. Okay, trying to fill up the.
I'm surprised she doesn't have card dice. I have card dice. I'm surprised you don't have.
I
card
have
dice.
emergency dice.
But I have a bag of dice
in my car
that specifically stays in my car.
Me too, because you never know when you need a roll for initiative.
Wow, there's so much attitude here tonight. Oh my god. Yeah, well, I mean, I don't
Did you bring
have
dice with you today. No.
Shit.
What do you mean? It's in my car right now, outside of the house.
What's happening? You have hold on. You have an unopened bag of dice.
Yes.
That you just carry around with you.
Yes. And I have a tuba dice.
And you have a tuba dice.
Yes.
That is
tuba.
Tuba dice.
I mean, all right. You have me beat on that one.
Yeah.
I don't specifically carry. I do have a dice app on my watch.
Okay.
That when we're like walking around and like a decision happens, I'd be like, "Oh, what do you want to eat tonight?" I'm like, "Roll for it."
Roll for initiative.
And that that becomes kind of fun. But I think maybe I should start just carrying around dice.
Because you never know. What if you need it?
Yeah, no, 1,000%.
Because with how everything's going, obviously the nerds are going to take over.
Yeah, we're the best. All right, we control everything now. I think.
Let's start a war.
Yeah.
Net one.
Nope, sorry.
It would be interesting to see because not to dive into like politics or anything. There is talk that there will be a lot of like certain companies that won't be allowed to produce games in like America. But I think there's that difference between like the nerds and then like those who think that they can make decisions. And then there's those
Don't piss
who
the nerds off.
Yeah, then there's those who
I
think they can.
the government would be fine if they just start rolling.
Yeah, well, I think they would have to figure out how to do that because I don't know if any of them are younger than 65
and teach them D&D.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Listen, I have a whole plan that if there was ever a terrible moment where I went to jail, okay, my first instinct is not, I should go punch that dude. The first thing I'm doing is 100% my plan. First thing I'm doing, I'm going up to the biggest, strongest looking dude, and I'm gonna teach him D&D, and I'm gonna make that dude just the
like
best.
You said
D&D.
That in one of your podcasts. And
probably.
Like,
this is a full plan that I'm standing by it. First day, I'll probably cry. Second day, I'm gonna look at this dude right in the eyes and be like, "Do you know what D&D is? Sit down. I'm gonna teach you this amazing game." He's gonna love it so much. And what do your players do? Protect the DM. Except, in those.
I feel like you even talked about this on stream.
Probably. I talk about it all the time. I have good plans. I have great ideas. I'm a good idea person. Oh my god, it's a fucking penguin.
His name was Franklin. Okay.
Franklin the penguin.
I had a fun time when she first came home, and I would hide it.
Yeah, like I came back from my vacation.
Where's your baby? Where's your penguin?
She would hide my penguin, and I would just be like,
in the most obvious place. In the most obvious places.
Okay, it's not obvious when it's high on the high shelf.
Obvious.
What the fuck?
So in our kitchen,
I don't look above my height.
Yeah, I mean, some people would say that the best place to hide something is in plain sight. So
it's not plain
like in our kitchen,
sight if I have
above
to look up.
the doorway.
That I have
probably
to look up
like that.
Again.
Maybe shorter. There's a shelf.
Yeah.
Again, I would have to look up.
And I'm just tall enough where I can just go.
Yeah, I mean, I've been doing it secretly in all of my streams and podcast episodes. If you go back and you look in the podcast and streams and stuff, certain things will just pop up. Sometimes, not every time, but sometimes our mascot will just appear in different places and just kind of hang out. And
now I'm gonna have to look.
Yeah, he's like, if you don't know our mascot, figure it out. There is
totally the Harley Quinn over there that I'm gonna take.
Yeah. So it's these like just like little Easter egg things I put around just because I'm a big fan of Easter eggs, especially in like video games and like movies and stuff. Which is why I loved Deadpool versus Wolverine, because I'm definitely like I'm a comic book nerd. I'm a video game nerd. Like I love when people like go out of their way to put the Easter eggs in things, and it's those moments that I think like. Honestly, sometimes pull me out of movies because I'll forget to like watch the movie because I'm spending too much time looking for
Easter
other
eggs.
stuff.
Right.
That and watching background actors is like one of my favorite things in the world to do. So I'll miss full scenes because I enjoy just watching people in the background, especially when you get like a nice gold one where like it's the same actor, like same background actor who's like walked in the back of the like screen 8, 9, 10 times. It's the best. There's a good movie out there, Death Race. It's pretty intense. But there's a scene in there where they go over a dune and they completely forgot to cut out the entire camera crew. So as he goes over the dune for like 2 seconds, the entire camera crew, the boom mic people, the script writers, they're all just standing there.
It's
and
even
like,
funny when you're
they make a
watching
mistake
TV
too, because I know
shows.
like the last season of Game of Thrones when they were all sitting at the table. There was a
Starbucks cup, yep.
And people like noticed that.
It's even funny when you're like watching TV shows.
Yeah.
and like notice like the small things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think even in Lord of the Rings, there's one. I think it got edited out in
Water
like a
bottle
later
or something
one.
like
No,
that?
it was Gandalf was wearing a watch.
Oh, I
Mm-hmm.
didn't know that.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I don't know how people notice these things. I would assume it's those who
They have
sit
to
down
like
and
watch it multiple
yeah,
times.
that's what I'm thinking. It's got to be someone who's watched a movie like 1,000 times. Have you guys watched a movie? It's like, do you ever
English?
figure that one out? Is there a movie that either of you like can easily go back to and watch over and over and over and still get enjoyment out of it, even though you know exactly what's going to happen, you know every line? Like it's just so
Sweet
good.
Home Alabama and White Christmas.
Actually, I feel like I could have guessed that one. We talked about that one a lot. Is that only a Christmas thing for you, or is that like something you can watch anytime?
That's a Christmas movie for me, but every time like Sweet Home Alabama comes up on like TV or whatever, like depending on a scene, I can recite every word
Yeah.
from the scene.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Sweet Home Alabama is definitely one of them.
Is Bring It On is what I would watch.
Bring It On?
Yeah.
Like the
cheerleader movie.
The cheerleader movie?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I mean, mine's not that much better. Mine's Forrest Gump.
Okay, yeah, Forrest Gump's pretty good too.
God,
it's my favorite. It's like, I don't know why and I think my favorite thing about Forrest Gump for like the longest time, you would find it in the comedy section. And like I have to continue. It's like the one thing that I have to like always just say out loud. Like it's not a comedy. It has funny moments, but it is not a comedy like at all.
Burlesque is another one.
Burlesque.
The one with Cher.
That's
Christina
okay.
Aguilera.
I was gonna say that one sounds familiar. I don't think I've actually seen that one, but I know it's a top rated movie. It's definitely in like the top movies that you would find all over the place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can recite some of the things from that as I'm watching it.
It's pretty good. You know what's really, really good? Vigi games. So we are on stream for our Monday Fun Day streams. We're playing Stardew Valley.
Yes.
And you are a super fan of Stardew Valley. Were you a Stardew Valley Were you a fan of it before I started like playing it in the very, very, very beginning?
Definitely before you started playing it.
Like before I started streaming?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's probably... I know in my one save profile, I have over 200 some hours in it.
Jesus.
Another one, I have about over 100 hours into it.
Now, I gotta ask, does that game end? Like, is there a definitive ending? Like, even in an Animal Crossing, like you eventually get credits. Like, does Stardew Valley end, or you just accept that you're a farmer now? Because I know there's like some bigger picture story that I've yet to get to where like you mine. I know eventually you get like a weapon that you can fight in some cave.
The Skull Cavern.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if there is a ending, but I do know that there is a boulder.
Okay.
That leads up.
Okay.
There's train tracks. Like there will be a train that will go through the town.
Right.
And then just past the train tracks there's another boulder that goes up, and that'll be to like a peak of a mountain. And I don't want to say that's end game, but there are certain requirements that you have to do before you get to that point. I have not gotten to that point yet. I just got to the point in my one profile, actually two of my profiles, where I am at. I can collect mastery achievements.
Oh, okay.
And start kind of expanding more with them. I think it's once you get the map, like the five stars of mastery, is when you can get to the peak of the mountain.
5-star mastery, get to the peak of the mountain.
Yeah,
I didn't even know there was a mountain.
Once we get into it more, then you'll like realize like the things that I'm talking about. It's like, oh yeah,
Okay.
That's where that area is.
Yeah, there's certain things that I do know of immediately from playing Stardew when I did like my test stream in like the very very beginning. And that's that when spring turns to winter, I think is what, or no,
Summer.
you're in summer, so it goes to
Fall.
oh yeah, because that's how seasons work. Shit. Whatever. The season changes. All of your crops die immediately. Like you don't get a grace period.
Depending on the crop. If you plant a crop that's summer and a fall crop,
Okay.
it will just go into the next season.
Does it tell you that it's a summer
Yes.
fall?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So like I know corn is one that you can plant in the summer or fall.
Makes
and
sense.
I do believe that is that will just transfer over into the next season. There is also a greenhouse that you can plant some stuff out of season.
Okay. But you can get a greenhouse?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. All right.
Yeah, you get a greenhouse and you can plant stuff out of season. So if like there's like a request or something that requires for a plant that you have in your chest or whatever, you can plant that in the greenhouse and take care of that in the greenhouse.
Now the plants are like your farm and
The
stuff.
crops.
It's your crops, whatever. It's
I
specifically for income, right?
Some of them. So when you have to do the community center,
Yeah.
there are some crops that you will use for that.
Okay.
There will also be some like quests that you can plant crops and then give to said person who requests or who requested for said crop.
Okay.
Give it to them, and
so you can do some like quest things for them, but mainly
mainly it is
you're a farmer and everything.
And you can also use them to put it into like a preserve jar, like wooden barrel,
okay,
whatever.
Nice.
Make stuff out of that into a keg, make something out of that, and so forth. So like certain things you can put into and keep using that crop.
Right. Yeah, one of the issues I found immediately playing Stardew was that I tried to immediately do what I did with Animal Crossing, which was to like slowly build. Like I took the first amount of like crops and I sold all of them, and I took that money to buy more seeds, and then I went back and I planted as many of those seeds as I possibly could. And then when those were ready, I started doing this like continuous thing where I was the income was allowing me to buy more and more seeds. So by the end of it, I had such a large plot of farm that I was literally spending my entire in-game day just planting and watering, to the point where I couldn't justify going into town and talking to anybody because there wasn't enough time in the day, and I was blowing all of my energy just watering shit. So like I think I'm playing the game wrong, but I had money. But then I bought everything, planted everything. There's like that first season plant, parsley or parsnips or whatever the fuck it was. And then I took all of that and I planted it. And before they were ready to like harvest, the season changed and they all died. So now I was out of crop and out of money, and I'm in the next season and I have no money. And then I was like, I guess I'll go talk to people, and that was the worst.
Yeah, there is. Each player has a different strategy. I get about like 10 of each crop, plant them, like do the plots, plant them, water them, and then allow them to grow. But in the meantime, like I'm going in talking to people, or I'm mostly going to the mines.
Yeah, I dabbled with the mines a little
and
bit.
Exploring the mines, doing the quest line for the mines, and then whatever geodes and stuff, taking it to Clint, having him break them open and selling those. if I already haven't put them into the museum,
Mm-hmm.
then I'm going back and selling them,
Right.
and that is money as well. Because a lot of them, some of them are valuable, some of them not as valuable, but will still get you money. Along with like the artifacts if they're not in the museum already. Um, I'm even learning that like I've learned how and like some of the artifacts can get you if you do a certain thing with them will get you a like I don't want to say like hidden feature but like hidden item or whatever and like I'm still learning
Sure.
like I'm hopping like I'll be on like like doom scrolling on TikTok and I'll see like a Stardew Valley thing and then it's like oh if you put this in here you'll get this and I'm like oh I was
Yeah.
wondering
There's a couple like quote unquote like wiki sites that will give you a lot of really good information. I've yet to actually dive into it and like read any of the stuff, but I have like found it.
I found one and it's the Stardew wiki and I use that all the time. If
Yeah.
I forget as to where to get something or if I want to figure out how to get an item that I don't know how to get, I will
Mm-hmm.
use that and I'm like, "Okay, let's go." And I'll go and it's like depending on the time that it is, I'm like, "Okay, let's go now." Okay, let's do it tomorrow.
Yeah. No, 1,000%. I've been I think the first time I played, not only did I learn that fishing was incredibly difficult, especially like when you get to bigger and better stuff to catch. But I've also found that the mechanics are something that I would almost say that Stardew would probably feel and play better if you were to play it on like a PC because you would have like so many hotkeys to be able to like actually dedicate.
I mean, you can play it on PC.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I played on the PS5, but if you were to like rate the game out of 10 for starters, like what would you give it?
Um, I would probably say like for starters, um, like an 8.
An 8 out of 10? That's really
Mhm.
good. That's really good.
Yeah, like I really enjoyed it my first time, even though some people say so. Like my first profile, I didn't do the standard farm. I did the beach
Oh, you
farm.
just chose a different farm.
I
Don't they all
chose
come with like difficulties and stuff? Like the original, like the one that the game intends you to pick.
it was the
That's like yeah, here's you're gonna find your resources. It's gonna be easier to grow crops. I saw one that was like basically like the hardest difficulty. Some like barren things are like yeah, it's gonna be really hard to grow shit here. And I'm like that
I
doesn't
chose
feel
the
like a good place.
beach farm for
Yeah.
my first, and I haven't really found it difficult. Um,
Is it in the same place? Like placement on the
yeah,
map?
yeah. So all I think,
Because in our farm, if I go all the way down,
Marina.
yeah, I run into somebody else's farm where you can like buy like livestock or something,
Mm-hmm.
which I'm so excited for. I'm gonna buy a cow and chickens, and I'm so pumped. I have little chickens called Greg and Mary. They're gonna have little chicklets. It's gonna be so cute.
Oh, excuse me. Yeah. But I think for the most part, they are all in the general same area.
So where's the beach on your map?
Same spot as to where the standard.
Shit.
Do I have to get this game now?
I'm
You might. It's free, I think.
No.
Did I buy
No.
it? Did I buy this game?
Probably, unless somehow you got it for
Since
free.
he has it on like PlayStation, so he might have gotten it.
Oh, it might be on the Game Pass.
Yeah,
I might have got yeah. I've been finding the Game Pass has been really awesome, especially since I have an Xbox and the PlayStation. Like everyone's saying, you need to get a PC because you can get Steam, and Steam will just give you this huge, huge like list of games. I'm like, yeah, but I also kind of have that, but like I just have to switch consoles. Like I have every game. It's just whether or not I want to pay for the deluxe edition or if I would just want to get the standard with the Game Passes, which is I will say I haven't decided if I was going to just like I might play it just for shits and giggles on the stream like once in a while, but Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League was one of the lowest rated games in like I think it was 2024.
Yeah, and I still want to get it.
It's
just like
it's weirdly really good. And everyone here who is like, oh, what is he talking about? Yeah, it's not bad. But I also think it's because I'm not paying. I didn't pay for it. I didn't buy it. So like it's the graphics are beautiful. The actual fighting could definitely be better. And the missions are basically just reskinned of the previous one. So it makes them almost kind of easy because if you've done one mission, you've done all of them. It's just, the repetition. But other than that, like I actually find the game is really good because the story's weirdly funny. And Harley Quinn is the
that
shit.
everyone is hating on, but I love it. Fallout 76.
Nice. Are you?
I have a love-hate relationship with it.
Is that the one you play on Switch?
No, that's Fallout Shelter. Okay. 76 is the one that came out like
Fallout Shelter is low key one of my.
I bought it because it was free and I was bored.
You bought it because it was free and you were bored.
That
makes sense
because it was free.
Yeah.
But yeah, I need to be playing my Switch more, and that's me like jumping back into the Switch. I haven't touched it in like 2 years.
Honestly, up until we started playing,
you are a disgrace. You get the Animal Crossing Special Edition, and you don't play it for 2 years. That should be mine. I am kicking myself in the butt that I didn't get that.
I have a new idea. I'm 1,000% having you two over for the podcast, and then I'm gonna put you in front of the camera with mics. I'm gonna hit record, and I'm gonna fuck off for 2 hours, and then I will come back and get you. Okay.
Oh, should we talk about the ranch? I know you wanted to talk about
I've been eyeing it up.
Okay, so
we're gonna be jumping back and forth here, but Saya walked into this room with a purse thing and a bottle of ranch on it, and I am so baffled.
Okay, so my brother.
It looks like an ornament.
It is a Christmas ornament. We got it from Hobby Lobby. This is when I went down on my vacation. We went to the Ren Fair to see Aaron Bonk and the whale washing ladies
get bonked.
Bonked. And then Great show. Before we went, he bought us both a ranch thing because apparently there's like this on TikTok you saw like the ranch cult or whatever.
What?
Yeah.
There's a ranch cult?
Yeah,
I mean, it makes sense.
I don't know about this.
I mean, listen, I love ranch just as much as the next
TikTok, person. Just look up the ranch cult or something, and like they would go to the Ren Fair and stuff, and so he bought us ranch bottles, and people were like, "Oh my god," freaking out when we had ranch bottles. He lost his. Everyone like that saw mine was on a hunt to find his ranch bottle for him.
So the ranch bottle. Is it like a symbol, like swingers have pineapples?
No, it's someone dressed up as like a ranch thing, and I don't. You're just gonna have to look it up.
I'm gonna look it up. I am. Very curious.
Never even heard about it until like my brother was like, "We're getting ranch bottles." I'm like, "Okay,
sure,
great."
You're good. Yeah, no, I love it. There is the. I mean, we definitely have had pretty goofy like ornaments and stuff. We have the ones that we've put on the tree this year. Well, here we go. This is sorry, Mom. There's a thing where my parents brought a big box of shit from my childhood to my house one day, and they were like, "You're gonna want these one day," and I was like, I don't want these like at all. And it was bad because I had to look at her and be like, I don't want these. And she go, you're so funny, And I go, well, okay, thank you, And so I just have this box of things from my childhood that just now takes, space. And I feel like I can't justify getting rid of it. But in there are ornaments that I made when I was in like 3rd grade. And it's like 5 popsicle sticks like glued together with my year picture on it, and I'm just like and I'm like, that's definitely something I don't want on my tree. But I'm like, I like the idea that like I understood why she kept it, because we keep the ornaments that our kids make.
Yeah.
So I enjoy having the crafted items that like the kids make. But here's the downfall. Sorry, kids, if you listen to this later in the future. They are so crafty they make so much stuff to the point where I'm like, I don't know how to look at them and be
My
like,
sister
listen,
throws her daughter's art away.
I'm like, guys, like, I'm like
sorry,
low key.
hun.
Yeah, I'm like low key. Like, I want to keep your best work.
Yeah, the best work.
Because sometimes you create stuff and you're like, check this thing out that I made, and I go, wow, and I just got to sit here with it sitting on like the counter for a while. I think I have. I got one. I might have actually already.
She waits till she goes to bed and then just stirs up the extra artwork.
I don't know where it went. I have like some that are just like kind of all goofy and like thrown out to. It might be under the hat there. But there's some that'll just be like, you know, I love you, Dad, and it'll be like a picture and stuff, and of course, like I have like the world's longest beard and everything, and I'm like, I mean, you got that right, you nailed it, you know. But then again, they're like, hey, I made this, you know, this drawing, and then I stabbed a hole in it. Can we put it on the tree? And I go, you got it, dude. Throw it up there. But then on the vice versa side, we also have we got an ornament this year from my my sister-in-law that is a pair of jumper cables, and it says, we got you this because we know you like to start shit. And I was like, that's awesome. Put that on there. We also have we have the traditional pickle. Put the pickle in the tree.
Oh, yep.
We never did the pickle in the tree growing up.
We did. Well,
I never did. When I met you, that's when you were like, there's supposed to be a pickle in the tree. And I was like, what? This is a thing?
I'm 1,000% putting you guys in this room for 2 hours.
Oh, but yeah, talking about like
speaking
my
of
niece,
ornaments, she has a Dalek.
I do have a Dalek. And
oh shit!
I do.
Well, yeah, that's right, because you're a Doctor Who fan.
Oh my god, we'll go back to my niece in like 2 seconds. But Doctor Who fan.
Doctor Who flask? Hell yeah!
This was given to me by an ex on my 18th birthday. And his like family walked in. They were like, "You know
Good
what
call
that is?"
keeping that.
I know. I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna keep this. These are expensive." And they were like, "You know what that is?" I was like, "Yeah, it's a flask." And I was like, "Oh, I'm 18. It just has a Doctor Who on it."
Yeah, it's got David Tennant.
It's got David Tennant.
Our favorite
Hell yeah.
Doctor.
My favorite.
Yes,
I love
10th
him.
Doctor will forever be the Doctor. Well, when did you get introduced to like Doctor Who?
Doctor Who. Okay, so I remember watching a few episodes one time when I was younger. So like it was Don't Blink episode, and then like I was like whatever, and then I got older, and then I actually got into Doctor Who, and I met John Barrowman.
No shit. Wow.
He was at AwesomeCon in Washington,
shit.
D.C. Yeah.
I need to go to so many more cons. This is ridiculous. I feel like I'm missing out. I'm missing so many cool opportunities.
Oh my god, he was so nice. It was like amazing to meet him, and I'm like, you're Doctor Who. I love you.
Oh, that's so awesome. That's a jelly moment. I'm jelly. That's really good. I would love.
I've been waiting to go to a con for David Tennant to meet him and be like,
yes,
we're gonna be married now.
I'll marry him. Dude, David Tennant is so talented and not only like makes such an amazing Doctor, but I feel like brings such a dynamic to the show itself, because like I don't know, David Tennant's Doctor is such it kind of came across like a punk type of like version, but it's what's funny is I was introduced by the Ninth Doctor.
The Ninth Doctor, okay, Christopher.
And so when the show rebooted, we got word that the first episode was coming out on BBC, and my dad was like, "This is Doctor Who," and I'm like, "I don't know what the fuck you're talking about." So we sat down. He showed me some of the older episodes, and I'm like, "This show is terrible." So we sat down. We watched the first episode of the Ninth Doctor as the reboot, and I fell in love with it immediately.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, this is exactly where I need to go. And it was such perfect nerdy television and the sci-fi. Like I loved every bit of it, and I couldn't stop watching. I recorded over a family videotape. I'm sure eventually when my dad finds out, I'm sure he has found out or whatever, but he was showing me one day about
actually,
like how
your dad watches
the TV,
like, what is this? This was me watching you at your first dad.
Oh man, we rag on my dad so much in here. Way to go, Paul. I
think it's more you and Tom that does.
Yeah, Tom and I rag on my dad a lot. It's the best. But he,
You
yeah,
know that, Tom?
he was telling me, he was like, this is how, like, you put a tape in, for all of you youngies out there, your TV used to have like this VCR on it.
And you had to rewind it after
oh
you
my
finished
God.
watching it.
That's where Be Kind Rewind comes from.
Mm-hmm.
So, you throw it in there and then you could record it. And then he showed me this cool trick where it was like, if you didn't have enough space, you could slow down the recording speed, but it would, the playback would be, normal. And so I recorded an entire episode of the live, TV episode of Doctor Who. What I then found out later was that it was halfway through one of like our childhood videos, but it wasn't like a big like milestone moment. I think it was like we were like riding a bike or
Okay, nothing
smiling.
that important.
Yeah, I think we were like smiling for the first time or like saying I love you or something. I don't know, something not important. But yeah, I recorded it and then eventually I lost it. I have no idea where it is. And so, but now that like we now have full access to like all of the episodes and all the season stuff.
Actually, I did like a little dive.
Well, unless you don't have if you don't have
we don't have
Disney.
access to all of the episodes because they said back in the day they didn't know it was going to be like super big, so they recorded over some episodes
of the older episodes.
Yep.
Yeah,
the classic
the 60s and 70s. Yeah.
Which is kind of disappointing, and I hope I find all of them one day because I want.
I'm certain that there's somebody had to have recorded them. Somebody there are some.
So who's ever watching this and you have all the episodes of the classic Doctor Who?
Oh my God, it's so good. We honestly, you and I could probably sit down and do a whole episode on Doctor Who because it is truly one of my top favorite shows of all time. Now, I will say, even though I'm such a diehard fan, over the last like 2 years, I've slowed down on like my just having time to sit down and watch these because I'm someone who I can the ADHD is like my superpower. So I can do so many things. I can think of things while having a conversation.
Yep.
And it's a lot of the times where why I can do things so like streaming is very fun for me because I'm thinking about the next subject while I'm already talking about this subject. So I feel like I can go into things without having pauses.
Not looking at chat.
I can do. It's true. I have. Listen, there are some downfalls of having ADHD. Okay.
I know.
I'm not saying it's perfect.
I have it too.
I know this whole
But
podcast is jumping around.
Well, that's yeah. That's why I'm changing my intro. If you listen to the last couple episodes, we're changing the intro because we have such really, really amazing people like yourselves come on, but I'm gonna have you guys on more. So
come before
it's
you like Ian and Tom.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna have a live tally of everybody's like
I'm coming.
things, but
I'm not
there's a moment with Doctor Who that I need to sit down and like don't talk to me. Don't be in my face. Don't be like, what do you want to do next week? I don't care. That like when I'm watching Doctor Who, this is the only thing that I want to think about.
When we got the Roku, like the episodes would be on, and I'd just be glued, and they're like talking to me, and I'm just like, and and they're like Jess, and I'm like, what? I'm like, I'm busy. You can wait until a commercial.
This is gonna be our thing. I'm making it a thing. We're gonna do some like some watch party shit. This is because I love it. Now I will say, I struggle with the switching of doctors, but only because I get so invested in them. Peter Capaldi was the only one that I was kind of fine with. A lot of people liked him. It wasn't invested. I didn't mind him. I wasn't invested in him.
I think they put Peter Capaldi because the past few doctors, Matt Smith and David Tennant, they all like had like romantic. Like,
I only want to watch the ones with Jonathan Groff in it.
Yeah. Their companions had romantic interest, and when he changed to Peter, he like made it clear. He's like, I'm not your boyfriend. We are companions. So I like it was a fresh, nice start.
No, of course, it was kind of nice to have the fuck, what do you call it? The brain moment here. So you have the Ninth Doctor going into David Tennant, and there was a moment where I looked at it and I was like, I don't like this David Tennant person because he was so different than the one my like I think it was the curse of like this was my introduction to Doctor Who, so I was invested in the Ninth Doctor to find out that he's only there for a season, and then he went off and did some other like really cool amazing roles and stuff in his life. But David Tennant takes over after the first couple episodes. I'm so invested that I'm like, this is the Doctor for me. But I will say one of the biggest controversies in like the Doctor Who like world is that there is a mash of fans because they had two such amazing doctors back to back with David Tennant and Matt Smith. And so to go from David Tennant into Matt Smith, I will honestly say forever, David Tennant is my Doctor Who.
He is my Doctor.
Like hands down, that is my Doctor. But my favorite overall story arc is Matt Smith's.
I do want a new Doctor, or a female.
No, it's back to
not
a guy.
anymore. Back to a guy. Yeah, and he is on Disney.
Mm-hmm.
Which is
I don't think Disney should have taken over Doctor Who. Like, no.
I think that I don't think they intentionally said, "Hey, we're going to buy Doctor Who." I think the issue was that they intended to buy these big companies like Fox and like the networks. With these networks comes all of like the subsidiaries and the smaller projects and stuff. With that, you have like BBC and that's where we get our Doctor Who. So I think isolating it to only Disney, I think, I don't know. This is probably a hot take because literally last night, wifey and I were just talking about this, and she has not watched TV in maybe 2 years, but it's only because she's on her like book journey and stuff, and so she's very focused on that, which is awesome. But what I've noticed is that Disney was a platform that I could turn on to see any Pixar movie, any Disney movie. And I was expecting it to be like this thing where it was like, check out all these, whatevers. And then, Star Wars is now owned by Disney. And so I'm like, okay, now I have Star Wars things. But Star Wars aren't like, nothing's more rated than like a PG-13, which is most Disney movies and stuff. The issue I had last night while scrolling with my kids was that under the Disney movies is a horror section of just some insanely brutal shit. And I'm like, Hulu. Whoa, yes, because it has Hulu. And I was like, what the? And it was like fucking Slaughter 5, and like it was like this over here, and it was Smile, and I'm like, and my kids are like, ooh, what's this? And I'm like, fucking not for you, bud. And I'm like, it's turning into just like another platform. And I don't know, for all my old heads out there, you'll understand when we all sat there and paid for cable, and we're like, we need to make this more simple. And Netflix comes out, and everybody cancels their subscription for cable and stuff, and we all get like Netflix and maybe Hulu.
Well, even before that, they were a rental.
Yeah, well, Netflix was a rental. Yeah, you would. That was one of those things where it's like, hey, this Friday, you guys want to watch Elf? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, all right, well, let's put it in. Today's Monday. We got a couple days, and then we got to return them because you can only have 2 movies out at a time. And then now everything's streamable.
Before Netflix, it was Blockbuster.
Fucking love Blockbuster. But it's like we're getting to a point now where we're slowly getting back into the cable portion, where it's almost like we've kind of we've put ourselves into an endless circle where it kind of sucks because now I'm like, oh, I want to watch this show. I have an Apple TV, so I have to double click, close that app, open up a different app, maybe go into Max. And now I got to open up Max, got to go find that section, find that movie. Bam, now I can watch that movie. And now I'm like, well, now I want to watch Squid Game. So I got to back out of that, go over to Netflix, put that in.
Yeah.
And it's like, I would really like, now one thing that Apple has done that's been really, really nice. Sorry, I'll get back to it's the tangent mind. Apple's done this really cool thing where they have a search menu where you can just search anything you want. It'll say, hey, do you want to open it in one of these apps that you already own? And they're like, yes, let's do that, which has been really nice. Which I will say, to kind of circle back, I think has been a downfall for television, but has been a super, super, super really cool feature for video games, which is why we have like Steam, we have the Game Pass, we have PlayStation Plus.
Well, Netflix
and these
has
things.
video games on it now. If you go
That's
through the-
yeah.
That's really weird. I don't.
Okay, have you guys dabbled in that? Because I've come across it and I'm like, the fuck am I supposed to do with this?
That's how I downloaded this. No,
that Squid Games thing that you sent us.
Because they're not good. They're not. It's not like they're like, hey, check out these really cool games that we're creating. Like they're clearly not a video game company. They're like, here's like the free games you would find on the App Store, but we made it so you can use your television.
Oh, a good one
and
for
I'm
your
like,
kids.
why would I?
The remember the app Trivia Cracker or whatever?
Yeah.
That's on Netflix, and that's an interactive.
Really?
Yes, that's an interactive. That's been a really cool interactive.
Very cool
thing, and I think with your kids.
Oh, that does remind me. Side note, not actually for the podcast, but excuse me, everybody. I want to do a stream one of these days where we all get together. I'd probably set it up in like the living room or something. I want to do like one of those like Family Feud things or like a question thing where we all just kind of get together and just like do that kind of thing. I think it'd be fun, like stream.
Get Viking and Tom.
1,000%. My goal is to get like you two. We're gonna get wifey. We're gonna get me. Obviously, we'll get just like everybody. Tom, Viking. I want to get like Tracy in there. Hi, Tracy. I want to get like everybody going, but also speaking of group events, because I've ranted for so damn long. The last subject I wanted to get to today is the big one. I specifically have not mentioned it in anything because I wanted to talk about it specifically like live today. And it's that not only has everybody been fighting tooth and nail, fighting to win over wifey points. Okay. For those who don't know and don't watch the stream, wifey points, everyone is absolutely fascinated with my wife, which we all should be. She's amazing.
The only reason we watch the stream.
It's 1,000%. Yeah. It is a downfall. I'll show up and be like, hey guys, I'm going to be entertaining. I want to do some fun things. And they go, wow, here's 4 people. And then wifey goes in and goes,
He'll
hey,
leave, and then wife comes and sits down, and then just like, boom, the chat blows up.
Wifey's like, I'm having a hard day. And like people just start crawling out of the woodworks and there's like 50 people and they're like, what's wrong? What can we do for you? And I'm like, great. I come back from the bathroom and I'm like, the fuck's going on?
Especially on Discord.
It's oh my god. Discord has like its own category and everything. But with this, we are all big fans of Ren Fair. And this year I have convinced wifey to take one day off of her weekend shift to go to do a full day of Ren Fair. And
I know what outfit I'm wearing.
Yeah, so we're all gonna go do. We're gonna schedule it. We're gonna get it going. I think it'd be fun to do Celtic
Doctor Who
Fling.
outfit.
Do you?
I do. I finally got that all together. I have the corset.
Get the fuck out of here.
Okay.
That's insane. That's awesome.
Yeah.
God.
Did you not notice that
cool
her
things.
that the bag is Doctor Who?
It's
I did notice. I was trying not to fangirl earlier in the moment there.
Yeah.
Do you collect the like pins, or are you specifically like when you see a pin that you like?
I started collecting the pins because of her.
Really?
Tomboy Togs, love ya.
Are you also a pin collector?
I have a like witch hat just kind of filled.
No shit.
With Tomboy Togs' pins.
That's awesome. What's Tomboy Togs?
That's like her brand. She makes the pins.
So she walks around the Ren Fair. And
that's the Ren Fair person.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that was the name of the thing.
That's her name. That's her.
I love that.
Yeah, her name is Tomboy Togs, and she makes.
There's more inside too.
No, I'm trying to like the piggy. She.
Yeah, ignore that camera down there. Just go for that screen there.
Yeah, I'm trying to like
a pickle.
Pickle.
There's more inside. Oh yeah, D20.
D20 that she makes. Like she where like like a coffee, like she makes a whole bunch of pins for the Ren Fair. And I have a whole hat kind of just decked out in her pins.
This one glows in the dark. It's
a hops.
Yeah.
It's the glow in the dark hops. Just the pin lady.
That's fantastic.
Check her out on Facebook.
The whole time I realized I was on the wrong Zoom schedule.
The Facebook, pin Etsy.
Yeah.
That is absolutely fantastic. I love that. I've been following. One of my favorite things to do with the Ren Fair is to find people who are like YouTube creators or doing like some kind of like live stream or something. And I always like to just kind of go in and like just like talk to them. It's also the whole reason I have the podcast. I just enjoy talking to people who do fun things, And there's a YouTube couple that I basically I've had to sometimes I run into them so often that I have to almost like try to avoid running into them. And it's this because I don't want to look like I'm stalking them. It's 100% just because I'm very aware of the people around me, which is a curse and a blessing at the same time. Um, but like I'm never in the way, but I know where you are at all times, and it sucks. But it's one of those things where I see them and I'm like, oh, if I say hi to them again, they're gonna be like, are you stalking us, right? But Into the Hobbit Hole, they do big reviews and new things that are going on with the Ren Fair, specifically the PA Ren Fair. But they do also do like the Ren Fairs like around the other states and such. But they do they I guess they're in so well with all of like the Ren Fair like community and such, that if you go to, I think it's right next to the Honey Bee shop, there's like that pottery place that sells like the mugs and stuff. In there behind the counter above the cashier is a shelf, and they have like their brand like mugs and stuff up there that they have like made by these artists. And then the pin lady also has their pin on there that I've been trying to get to, but this year unfortunately I was so fixated on doing all of these things I did not go like all but that one Celtic one with you guys.
Well, if you're going with the wifey, they do have this D&D quest that you can do. And
I will
if
do
you
it.
get a group,
It'll
it'll be a little bit cheaper. It's over there by the dungeon area.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's new. I hope they do that this year too.
That'd be really cool. I think it'd be really fun to do a I mean, nobody else would be in on it. It would just specifically be your like friend group. But I think it would be really fun to have one person like for an example. All right, we have like a group of individuals who go. All of you have like a specific character, and it would be something where like in our like actual game, you have these specific things going on. You enter your side quest, go to the Ren Fair. These are the things you get. If you buy a drink, like it's taken from your character's like plethora of money. If you go and do these quests, you can get money. If you go and find these items, you can get money, kind of thing. And I've seen people do that a couple of times, and I think it'd be really fun just to be able to go and experience it the way that it is. Now, I think the last time I went that we met up at, I had a friend from work who is a very, very good DM and very, very incredible, super, super talented. Richard, he's on one of our previous episodes. But I've also done, I think I've met Tom there and his wonderful wife a couple of times. I bring my kids almost every time. I think 2 years ago we went one day every weekend, and it was a lot. I think this year I want to do about half. Like I think I'm gonna do the 10 days, but I'm gonna do half of those days will be with my kids, and then half of those days I'm gonna go and just enjoy the Ren Fair for what it is. And my biggest problem is that I will buy so much stuff. I am the worst at I continue to just spend money while I'm there, and then the more drinks I get, the more money that I will just throw at the people. The only thing that I've yet to actually purchase, to kind of go back, there's a dice stand. I can't do it. Those dice are so damn expensive. They're beautiful. They're definitely worth the money that they're charging. I can't do it.
Mystic Mountains.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I have a dice set
in my car.
I have multiple.
Really? They're
dice
beautiful.
In my car.
I've done. We went to Too Many Games Con. We found dice there. We went to PAX Unplugged, I bought way too many dice there. We found a I think it was tungsten metal dice about, I don't know, the size of my head, that was like $2,500. I didn't buy that. But I do have this problem where I'll go, if they have like bags or sets of dice, I just say, like, what would you do if I bought like 50 of these things, like 50 bags? And then typically they'll be like, well, shit, if you're going to buy like half of our merchandise, we'll like take off like 30, 40 bucks. Yeah. And so then I'll go and I just buy bags. I wish I still had the picture. The one day I got it shipped to the house because I bought so many of them. I got it shipped to the house, and it came in a box. And I felt bad for the person who had to package this, because each set of dice was individually bagged.
Oh my god.
And I didn't care for it. So I ripped the box open. I cleared the whole kitchen table, like their dining room table. I just took the, like, arm on one side, just pushed everything off the other side, you know? And I just dumped them all out on the table. I took all of the bags open, and I sat there, and I had like, it was like 150 sets of dice. But like, it's one of those things where it's not only do I love collecting the dice, it's one of those things where when my brother-in-law was first introduced to D&D, as I was his DM, I give him dice. Anybody who's like, if I'm introducing you to D&D,
Mm-hmm.
that's my gift to you, is dice. This is your first set of dice. Let me be the one to introduce you to it. So
Like
over
me.
the years, I've had the privilege of being like, if you don't have a group, let me DM for you. Let me give you dice, and let me be your introduction to this. And I try to just make it as fun and entertaining as possible. But I think it's probably my only excuse as to why I continue to keep buying them. But then you have like Aaron's bookstore. I just keep walking in there, and I'm like, oh, dice, and I'm just like, mine.
I know my first set of dice, my best friend got for me when we started playing Pathfinder. It's this cute pink and black set. And then just last year, I found a miniature set of the same exact color that looks like my first set of dice. So I was like, I need this. This is fate.
Yeah, 1,000%. It's sometimes you find just that perfect set. It's the one set that you'll never get rid of.
Yeah, no.
And we're gonna find your
They're
set.
still my good dice, even though sometimes they don't listen. They still roll pretty good.
Do you ever have like a you ever put your dice in like a little jail?
Dice jail.
I want to get a dice jail.
I want to find somebody with a 3D printer, and I just want to get a 3D printed dice
Some
jail.
people I've seen where it's like this frame, and it's got like a clear like thing. It's like almost stretchy, like what, like I don't know if you've seen where like people put like Hot Wheels and then they close it and it's just like take shape.
Yeah.
I've seen where people take that and use that as their dice jail.
That's really cool. I don't know what that's called or how people are finding these things, but I don't even know what the fucking material is. It's some like Elastoman shit.
Yeah, I know. But like I said, I've seen people use that as their dice jail.
I've
Like,
never even
in this you go.
You've never seen it?
No.
It's incredible.
How would you...
It really, yeah, and it 100%. Like, I've seen people take like full like pens, like something that you're like, oh, this will definitely rip through, and it just stretches. It's amazing.
Like I said, they put a Hot Wheels car, like a full size, like normal size Hot Wheel car, and they put it in this frame, and you just see the front end sticking out, and then you see the back end sticking out, and you would think it would just like rip, and it's nope.
Yeah, and the two ends of the frame are only about a 1/4 inch thick as it is. So when the whole thing's like said and done, like the frame's only 1/2 inch, but you still have it's insane. Yeah. I don't understand. It's some alien shit. We're being invaded. That's what it is.
Oh my goodness,
it's incredible.
But yeah, like about the Ren Fair, I would do the 10 days, but I also go to the one in Maryland too. And
nice.
This year, I want to get like me and my best friend in our group of campaign we started. I want to like dress up as our characters.
That would be cool,
and it would be really fun.
It would be a lot of it's definitely super super cool. I think this year I have to actually go back. I have to buy another kilt because the one that I have is awesome, but
that one kilt store they expanded.
Have they?
Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah. They bought the store that was right next to them.
No way, that's awesome.
So now they have one that is just the men's and the one is just the women's.
Hey, that's really awesome. I love that. They're really cool people. The kilt that I bought from them apparently has some really intense family history. And the only thing that I feel bad for every time I wear it is I will occasionally, more oftentimes than not, I get recognized by like they recognize the pattern,
Yeah.
and then people will start asking me about the family, and I feel bad. Like I feel like I need to do book reports or something because like I want to. I'm like it's awesome, but I don't know enough to be able to sustain a conversation with you about it. But it is really cool. But I lost a lot of weight in the last like 2 years, so now it doesn't fit me like the way that I want it to. And so like I'll wear it here for stream because I can sit down. But if
Yeah.
I'm like running around all day, yeah, that shit's coming off. Yeah,
I really
and so
like
I
the
gotta get another one.
utility ones. I have 2 of them, and
I
I do
want
want
to
to
get
get like
yeah.
I do want to get a traditional.
I just
one.
want to get like a. Oh dude,
They
I want to get
sold
the.
me one that, what was it? The new Doctor, whatever, I can't remember his name, but he
I
wore
haven't
a
even gotten them
kilt
yet.
in
That's
one
what
of
I was
his
saying earlier.
episodes, and it was like kind of like the same pattern and stuff. I was like, you have me sold. It matches the Doctor Who episode. That's
You
fine.
Yeah.
also have a kilt that is just black and red.
Yes.
Hell yeah!
Me and my brother have matching ones.
I have the black and red with purple, and it's awesome. I
Yeah,
love it.
you have 2. Your brother has 2. I have 1. I wasn't gonna get a kilt. I was like,
It's funny.
Kilts are amazing.
It's
Yeah, I
funny.
know.
So Bleed Blue White buys a kilt.
Oh yeah,
I was
her
there for that
brother,
one.
They have
I was
a
there for
matching
that
one.
one.
The
Yeah.
next weekend,
Yeah.
was it the next day?
It was the
Or
next day.
The next day, they go. So her and my brother.
Yeah.
Her
They
brother,
go.
my
Yeah, your boyfriend, your brother.
Yeah,
Got
yeah. My brother gets the
same exact one.
Same exact one.
kilt as Bleed Blue White, and
was the
he
funniest
comes
thing.
home, and I'm looking at it. I'm like, why is that so familiar? I'm like, you and Bleed
You
Blue
guys
White
have a
are
matching.
twins.
Yep.
Oh, I can't wait. I'm gonna buy it too.
I'm the only one that doesn't have a matching kilt. with
We'll
anybody.
match.
Okay.
I got. I want to get just like a nice Saturday one, something I can just like hang around with, because like pants are cool, but like, listen, judge me all you want, okay? Until you put a kilt on, you'll never understand. I do get jealous sometimes. People who walk around with like dresses and skirts and stuff, because I'm like, that just feels so freeing. But nope, we're stuck to either shorts or pants. And then I bought a kilt, and I was like, this is the shit.
You would
This
love
is where
going
it's at.
to Axe League. There's a guy that shows up in a kilt.
Well, there's people who wear kilts all the time. Like it's their
the two people who own the meadery is I run into the guy a lot going to like the dispensary and stuff. But when we went for my birthday, I think it was like last year or 2 years ago or something, and I went and threw axes for the first time, and not to brag, but I'm weirdly a natural, and so it's like they were like, do you want to do? They were like, do you want to do a league? And I was like, I don't have time for that, unfortunately, because at the time I was still planning this.
Right.
So like I was like, I need to full focus on like the streaming and the podcast and stuff. I don't have time to like go and do that stuff. Plus I work nights on the days that, the
Wednesdays and Thursdays.
Yeah. But it is something that I've definitely, it was really funny because it was that day I decided that I was going to, this December of 2023, I decided I was going to make content. But I was going, later I had to make the decision whether I was going to either do streaming and the podcast, or I was going to spend the money that I would do rebuilding this room. Because this room was just a storage room / office, and it had like, this desk is the only thing original to this room. Everything else was gutted. So I thought it was either that or I was building an axe throwing cage in my backyard. And I went with this one, obviously.
Well, obviously, if you decide to build an axe throwing, well.
If I would have built the axe throwing one, this rekindling never would have happened. Never would have met you, and I've never would have met half the people. I know, I'm the most
amazing person you'll ever meet.
I never would have met half the people that I have these fun conversations with. So it is something. with we never got into Grounded, but we are going to have another episode.
That'll be a part 2.
Yeah, the show's not going to ever go away. This is it's good to be back. I will say, I didn't say it in the beginning. Holidays and life events, things that I probably won't like talk about like on stream or podcast and stuff, but it's like it's been a very crazy last couple of weeks, but I'm happy to be back. I'm happy to have like a plan for we have some bigger names than I actually thought that I would ever actually get on the show are going to be coming up. We have some amazing people that I've met through other communities, through other streamers and such that are going to be coming on. We're going to be having just so many more episodes with us and you and me, and I'm honestly I'm at the point where I'm probably just going to put you guys in this room and I'll fucking go do something for 2 hours. But yeah, we're back and I'm excited. And I can't wait to see where we go from here.
Interviewing you, would you go to? I know they have like streamer conventions. Would you go to one?
Would I go to a streamer convention? Just to go?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would just go. Yeah, I would do that. I would love to be invited, so I don't have to pay for it. But yeah, I would. Yeah, that'd be awesome. I would go. I definitely want to do more conventions this year. I want to kind of step out of my not comfort zone, but like my knowledge zone, like things that I know a lot about. Like I'm a big anime nerd, but when it comes to like the conventions for anime, I don't know shit. Like I'm not even in a ballpark, and I would love to know more. I would love to meet some really cool people. I would love to run into Cosplay Let's Play who does like cosplays just for stream and goes to the conventions full like get up and everything.
See if she's coming to Zenkai.
I'll definitely have to reach out and see what's going on. But it's something that I want to do. I want to do PAX in December. I'm going to be applying for that one. Hopefully we can get accepted and we can get a panel. But once that happens, we'll get a crew together and see what goes on there. But
I'm crafty. Yeah. I'll make stuff that you can sell.
Yeah, it'd be awesome. We'll definitely do something. I definitely want to do Ren Fair a bunch more. I only went 1 year this past year. And I'm excited to
And it wasn't even during the normal season. It was during...
No, it's just the Celtic Fling. And so I'm excited to do more of that. Viking is going... I'm going to be stealing Viking as much as humanly possible.
Let's go, Viking. Let's go.
Yep. We got our... I'm going to set up with Tom. We're going to get our D&D going. We'll have that at the mansion. Whether we can do it on a day that they don't have anything, I'll pay for a weekend. Like, We'll get over there and we'll do a D&D thing. But yeah, it's going to be, we got a really cool year going on, and I'm excited to see where this goes. And I'm happy that you guys are a part of our community. So it's going to be really cool. At the end of the show, I always leave everything, wide open to everybody who wants to just kind of plug anything and everything from a drink you had yesterday to a sandwich that you're going to have tomorrow. What are you doing? What kind of events are you going to be going up to? What's going on?
Well, Zenkai is going to be this year, so definitely going to be going to that. Ren Fair, Bobby.
Definitely Ren Fair. I want to go to Ohio for a convention because David Tennant is going to be there.
Which one?
One in Ohio.
Sick, dude. Sick.
Yeah, I know it's in March. I'm thinking about it. I'm probably not going to go. I don't have the funds for it.
Yeah, that is the biggest downfall for cons, especially just being able to justify, like, not only getting the tickets to do it, but then, like, you don't want to go in there with no money whatsoever. Mm-hmm. Just look at, it's...
I know. I have to look in Orlando because we recently just got my niece into anime.
Nice.
She wants to go. She loves Spy Family. She loves Sailor Moon. She loves Pokemon, but everybody loves Pokemon.
Everybody loves Pokemon.
She wants to go to a convention. She loves Demon Slayer. She's like, I want to dress up as Nezuko, and I was like, great. Finally.
You know what's crazy? I think I might be the only person who hasn't watched Demon Slayer yet.
That's fine.
Do it.
I have to. Yeah, it's been a lot, and people are like, do it immediately, and I haven't gotten around to it yet.
I know your last stream you brought up that you don't like Dragon Ball Z. I don't like Naruto. I just wanted to...
All right, internet, you know what to do.
Over here now.
Damn, that's rough.
And Yu-Gi-Oh! I just can never get into it.
I tried. Yu-Gi-Oh! I kind of
Yu-Gi-Oh!
understand.
is boring. I liked Digimon better.
Okay, with Yu-Gi-Oh, which Yu-Gi-Oh have you seen?
The one on Cartoon Network at like Saturday mornings.
The one with Pegasus?
I guess so. I know the guy had like a big necklace of the triangle.
Yes.
Well, that's Yugi.
Okay, okay.
That's what the show's about, yeah.
Oh.
I'm gonna get a lot of hate for that last one.
The reason why I'm saying is she would like the one where the dice.
There's dice in it.
What are you talking about?
There's a after the card, like after the people will know what I'm talking about, but there is a part of Yu-Gi-Oh where they duel with dice and cards. I think I can't remember.
What?
Yes.
Huh. I didn't even know about that one.
I didn't.
Yes, it's after. Yes.
I know. I only know of the one from where they had the big fucking arm blade looking things, and then they would stand in front of the big virtual table. Like, it wasn't even like, it didn't even get to the point where they were just dueling out in like the streets at this point. It was like solely just everybody would show up to these like, and it always felt, it was weird because it was always like a life or death situation during a card game, which like I guess in that universe was really intense. But like, I don't know, I caught up a couple of the episodes. I could never really get into it as much as I could for like other things.
Yeah, like I've tried getting into Naruto. It's just I don't have like, it doesn't capture my attention.
Naruto I think it's one of those ones that gets better like if you stick with, like if you're just going episode for episode for episode. But Naruto also has a shitload of filler episodes.
Yeah, that's what you were saying in your podcast.
It takes a long time to, like, if you were to start Naruto now, fuck it, like you have so much to catch up. There's so many episodes. It's disgusting. And I think the only
5Ds. Yu-Gi-Oh 5Ds.
Okay, I
5Ds?
will give Yu-Gi-Oh
5Ds.
a chance.
Interesting.
That's
I suck at the card
it's
game.
either or I'm pretty sure it's 5Ds.
What side of die are they rolling? 5?
I don't remember. I just know that there is a point in time where dice are involved in Yu-Gi-Oh.
Interesting.
Okay,
I
will sit down and watch Yu-Gi-Oh.
It's after Yu-Gi-Oh, and it's after Yu-Gi-Oh GX, where the kid is in school.
Oh, dude, I didn't even get to GX.
It's after.
Yeah, I remember my favorite thing was like being sick and staying home and finding out that there was like a Naruto marathon going on, and that was like, this is it. This is my life for the rest of the day. This is all I'm gonna do. This is the only thing I'm invested in. It was the best. And then I found out much later that there was a movie that a Ghibli film that I was just super super pumped to watch, and I missed it every single time. And eventually, like, it became like a streamable movie, and it's my favorite movie now, Spirited Away.
Oh,
It is so have you seen Spirited Away?
I have it.
Okay.
See,
you.
I would have gotten more into it, but like Saturdays, I would go to soccer practice and have like baseball games. So Digimon or Pokemon would be on. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna watch this for like half an hour and then go.
So Shell Shocked and her older sister have Haku
Yep.
tattooed on them.
Nice.
Without like almost in the same exact spot.
That's funny.
Same dragon. And it's like now me and Shell Shock's twin sister, Mischief Mav. Go check her out. She's Dreams.
Nice.
Feel like that we now have to go get like Haku as well to match
Do
them
it.
to have.
Gotta do the nerd tattoos. That's what, like,
Absolutely.
my
That
whole,
is
I have
eventually. That's
one-
probably what I'm going to do to this arm,
Yeah.
or when I'm.
I
leg.
would, but I don't like needles, and I'm a baby.
I don't like needles,
Yeah, you're
but
good.
tattoo needles like
Yeah.
this.
I want one. I really do, but I'm a big chicken.
No problem.
Yeah, it's they say the first line's the worst. And then after that, it's all downhill. There's a moment during like it's usually about a half an hour, maybe an hour in, when your skin gets so irritated, it's almost kind of like numb. So it's so much easier to maintain. Now, I've been told by my wife and by the tattoo artists and stuff. There's the one of the superpowers that gingers get is that we have a much higher pain tolerance. So I don't know what like I've never been bothered by them. Now, that being said, anyone who ever tells you that tattoo doesn't hurt, it's fucking bullshit.
Yep.
They do hurt, but it's I don't know. They're tolerable. But I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm used to it. I've got my leg done, both my arms. I'm setting up to do like my chest, part of my neck, my back, and then my other leg. So
what you don't know is my 3 older siblings are gingers. I've got ginger blood running in my veins. So yeah, I do have a high.
Well, then you're set.
Pain
You're
tolerance.
set. There you go. You got this.
Like my first tattoo, like there's a part that's like up here on my shoulder, and that is just bone right here, and that part hurt. And then the color, like I had no problem with the outline, none. And people say the outline is the part that like hurts the most.
Yeah, it's a less amount of needles.
It's gonna hurt your brother the most. He's like a freaking toothpick.
But then the coloring part, just like with it being just in a constant area.
Yeah.
That hurt.
Yeah, the irritation going back over it, especially how well your skin takes to the ink, whether you have to like go over it a couple times. If you bleed a lot, it's kind of harder to get in there.
This one is probably my one that bled the most. This one not so much, and the one on my leg didn't. Like there was a couple areas like down here to my knee. There's a feather that kind of because it's like mostly was on bone or whatever, it hurt, and then like up here more it was like more sensitive. But other than that, like I was just like I had no problem with it. Like, and it's weird. Like I don't like shots. Like if I had to get a shot, I have to sit there and watch them.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, I will probably freak out. But like getting my blood drawn, I could sit there.
See, that's where we're shots.
I could sit there and be not
disgusting.
even have to look. Like I no problem.
Disgusting.
Shots, I have to look. I cannot. But and tattoo needles, like I don't care. Like
grody sauce. Yeah, I think it's watching the blood exit my body. That's the part that like makes me feel all gross and shit. But like I can get tattooed for days. I can get I don't know, probably shouldn't, but I can get like shots all the time. Like it's that's not a problem. I don't know. I think it's the entering my skin doesn't bother me. It's when they're pulling shit out of it that I kind of start to freak out
and just be like,
yeah, no. I had a doctor's appointment. They're like, you should get your blood work done. And I was like, you got it. It's been like 4 months and I've still not done it. It's like, I'll get to it. Anyway, what are you doing? This is the end part. What are you? We tangent a lot.
Okay.
You're streaming.
Yeah.
Where can we find you? Where are you on social medias?
So I guess in my stream I have like I need to fix my bio because I just like put it there just like as a joke. But it's like TikTok. I'm on. Oh my god, what's my stream name? It's
Saya.
And a bunch of numbers.
6262.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna put the link in there.
Lilo and Stitch when I put 6262. Like
experiment. Oh, is that where that comes from? Okay.
Yeah, the name Saya comes from one of animes that I really love is Blood Plus.
Ooh, that was a good one.
Okay, I haven't seen this one. I'll have to look it up.
Oh my god. There's a live action and Blood Sea. It's kind of stupid. Don't watch it. It's more gory than Blood Plus. I love Haji so much.
Love it.
But yeah, I Twitch. I'm trying to keep a set date like on Fridays, starting at 6. I will be testing my first PC stream this weekend. Woo.
Nice. And you're voice only.
Yeah,
right?
I'm voice only.
Yeah.
For now. No one wants to see all this.
What are you talking about?
Because I like stare and I just like I'm like, no, I don't want
Yeah, you've seen my streams.
Yeah.
It doesn't get much better than what I do. I just stare at the screen, then every so often I look over and go, oh, people are talking.
Yeah, I look down. I have my phone.
We have no other way. Like, we can't just, like, go into the camera and be like, "Yo, look at the chat."
Yeah, that's usually why.
I know everyone
It's
like
either we
blows
have
up.
to do like some form of blurb or something to get his attention.
But
to look.
yeah, like I'm very anti-technology, or like not anti, just like I'm very terrible with it. So I
Yeah,
need
you're
to
not tech
look.
savvy.
Yeah, I'm not.
We'll
Tech savvy.
change that.
I'll
I mean,
have
I'm
to
not.
ask Cinnamon if she like what she uses to stream on computer, because I really want to get into that. And now that we have a computer, Sillyfrog can start streaming.
Maybe.
No.
You should do
Stream
Stardew.
your
I think it'd be
cozy
really
games.
good. Yeah.
I'll stream my all of them.
Yeah, we'll get you. We gotta get you set up with. OBS is like the standard that
That's what
it's the
Google
most
said.
recommended.
Yeah.
It's the most reliable. Is really what it should be. Yeah, OBS is really good. The going obviously through Twitch and stuff, and as long as your like internet connection is really good and you got your whole setup, I mean you're good to go. Get like a little cam if you end up wanting to do face like cam stuff, but most people a lot of times people just use overlays where you it has like a body tracker thing. You still use your camera, but you're not on screen. So
Yeah,
you get, like,
there's
little
someone I
anime
watch on
character.
stream, and she like has like this cute little animated
Yeah.
character. I want to try that because it's kind of adorable. At the same time, like I don't really care.
Yeah.
I'm casual streamer. I don't really care who watches.
Yeah, I mean it's good. I mean you do Grounded right now.
Yeah.
Are there any games that you're specifically like looking forward to either in 2025 or like once you kind of like get the rest of the streaming like going?
No idea. I know I streamed Sea of Thieves. I was streaming Batman, and then I got like stuck and forgot about it. And then I streamed Spyro when it first came out. It was my obsession because I pre-ordered it, got the socks. I love pre-orders.
Nice.
What's that? BioShock. I used to stream that before. Now that I'm like I have a PC, I can start doing all that stuff. I can play League of Legends again and stream that.
Nice. How long have you been streaming?
Oh, years, but it's just like been random, like 2 hours one day, and then like a month later, like.
Okay.
So it was never a set schedule.
Are you looking forward to like really setting in like a solid schedule?
Yeah, I want to try to do better.
I mean, dude, you gotta go with what you can. Something that I've like recently learned, and it was like a struggle for me, especially because I don't like to fail at things that I put myself like forward for. So when I set a schedule and then I would have to like cancel a stream, like it felt awful. I hated it, and especially like I pushed so hard to make sure that there was an episode every single week for like the podcast. And then it got to a point where like I literally could not put an episode out. There was just too much stuff going on. And I realized that like this isn't my full-time job. I don't even get paid for this. In fact, I'm in the red with this. Like I'm not, the money that comes in from this is nowhere near the money that I've put into this.
I know one of my friends, they stream. I was told that he got paid like twice in the whole year from Twitch, and it's like the beginning of the year and the end of the year. I'm like, it's not that worth it.
Well, you do have payouts that you can do like once a month. Once you start like bringing like you get paid for subscriptions. You also get paid for your ad revenue. So if you have like ads on there, I would highly suggest that you switch.
Can you add ads, or do they just add them yourself?
With at affiliate, they will add it automatically. But you go into the settings and then change your ad from I think it's like 60 seconds every hour or something like that, and change it to 3 minutes every 2 hours or something like that. Because it yields the highest amount of revenue. And then turn your this is for anybody streaming, turn your automatic rolls off, because what that's doing is that if somebody joins your stream and they want to see, like they're just clicking on you randomly, the first thing that they get is an ad. Which most people, if you're just looking for a new stream and you don't know the person, and you get a 3-minute ad immediately, like you're not likely you're going to back out. And so it's actually hurting the streamers more than it is like helping them. So I turn that shit off. so that if you jump into my stream for the first time, like you're just gonna see whatever we're doing, and then an
Yeah.
hour into watching it, then you'll get the ad.
Yeah, I'll try to do that because I wouldn't want people to pay just to get rid of ads. I wouldn't do that if I don't
Yeah.
have the funds to.
Yeah, I've actually I keep asking people to stop spending money on. That's why I have the bits so low, because I'm like, I'd rather people just have fun. Don't
Yeah.
like. But I mean, I know that realistically, it would be more beneficial to have an actual income come from this. But I don't know. I'm enjoying.
But like, doesn't Twitch get like a percentage of it? That's why they throw the ads on anyway.
Yes. So you don't get the full revenue from ads and stuff. Like, so like if your subscription, if someone subscribes to you, it's $7.99 per month. You as the streamer, I think, get like $4.99 or like $5 or something like that, and then the rest of that goes to Twitch, which is why sometimes I see like these like huge streamers and it baffles me, and they've got like 2.5K like subscribers, and I'm like, bro, that's $5 a subscriber. 5 times $2,700. I'm like, of course your payouts are fine. Of course you're doing some weird, crazy, wacky shit. Yeah, go do crazy shit.
That's why I liked Mixer better because they didn't have that.
Yeah, I've never did Mixer. I didn't.
I liked it better. Like my videos saved, and I didn't have to like be like content streamer.
Yeah. Yeah, we have an amazing friend, Sarah Two Swift, who
Sorry,
streams,
Twitch.
who streams on Kick and occasionally Twitch. But yeah, sometimes Twitch will do that thing that like TikTok was doing for a little while, where sometimes you'll just get flagged for like the most random shit because their AI is detecting certain things. So even though like we have a sound that comes up all the time that says hydrate bitch, or hydrate you big bitch, or something like that, and it's like, yeah, and it's like, ha ha ha, funny thing. But the AI will take the transcription and notice the like quote unquote hateful language. So if it happens too many times, it'll flag me on my end and be like, hey, there's
they
like,
can flag that, but they can't flag the bots.
Right. Or like you put a certain emotes will get like flagged and stuff.
Yeah,
like
that's what Cinnamon was saying in her stream. Like, what was it? The peach emoji?
Yeah, peach is fine, but the eggplant's fine. Peach gets flagged unless the peach is moving, because then it's not an emote, it's a
well, her moving peach wasn't like, that's what she said, she was getting flagged.
Oh. Yeah, it wasn't getting flagged for us, but maybe it's like a setting thing. I don't know. It's weird. It's something, but
which is very interesting.
I'm ranting at this point. It's good to be back. Thank you for waiting out. We're going to be getting back with episodes. There's more than likely it'll be every other week for a little while until I can kind of get everything back together. But get used to these faces. We're going to be having you guys on a lot more. We're going to have Viking. We got a real cool treat coming with a Viking special episode, which I will not be on. So you look forward to that one. That'll be happening pretty soon in the next couple of weeks. For the rest of you out there, check out what?
Catch us on his stream.
Mm-hmm. Hang out in our Discord.
Yeah, and he's streaming. Well, I guess when this is out.
I mean, it'll come out. It comes out. And new episodes are out Saturdays. So Wednesday. I'll be streaming that night.
I'll be streaming.
Anyway,
I'll see you in a week streaming.
Yep, I'll be streaming tonight. I'll be streaming when this episode comes out.
Yep.
It'll be good. We got a lot of really cool things coming up. I'm looking to do another 12-hour stream at some point. I will be doing a 24-hour stream, and I'm looking forward to that.
I would definitely do a 24-hour stream with you.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Okay. I just better not fall asleep.
Well, that would defeat the 24-hour stream, wouldn't it?
That's what I did before. Like, when I streamed, like, long ago, I would fall asleep on my stream.
Yeah.
And then I wake up, like, half an hour later, and I'm like, oh, I'm still streaming. Okay.
That's unbelievable. That defeats the purpose of 24-hour
Well,
stream.
I would still be on, but people would just hear me.
There's actually people who, like, on Twitch or whatever, like, will go live.
Yeah.
and they'll be asleep.
I know.
And then people are like
trying to wake them up. But I'm like, that's fake. That's so stupid.
Yeah, the only other ones
because they're like spending money to wake you up.
Yeah, the only other ones that I've seen was kind of interesting. You can look it up. I think she actually is still live today. There's an individual who holds the record for the longest live stream, and she is still live now, and it has been like 3 years. She has set the stream, she hit go, and she has never turned the stream off. So you I think she works from home, so you watch her work, she does her streams, you watch her eat, she'll sleep. It is a stream that is just never stopped, and it is insane. I don't know how you would ever get. I mean, I don't even know if technically she could ever get paid for it, because your stream has to end for them to collect the data. One day she's gonna it's gonna crash. One day maybe it'll just somehow crash.
Her power will turn off.
Yeah, somehow it's gonna crash, and she's gonna get the little alert thing on her phone that's just like, here's your here's your report, and it's gonna be like, you streamed for like 4 million hours and had this amount of followers and this amount of it'll break the system. It'll be something. It'll be cool.
That'd be interesting. I should probably check her out.
Yeah, I wish I could. I wish I could plug. I don't know her name off the top of the head, but I mean, it's Google just longest stream currently.
Before we end, remember how I said that I have a podcast thing?
You have a podcast thing?
Yeah, like segment.
Okay.
Oh shit!
It happened.
Yeah.
It happened on the way over here.
It happened on the way here.
Okay.
I was playing Chaperone. Hot to Go.
H-O-T-T,
fucking great song.
That was the first time she's ever heard
I've
that
never
song.
heard it until today.
You've never heard Hot to Go until today?
I would hear the TikToks, but I never actually listened to it.
Today was the first time she has heard that song.
You have never heard Hot to Go?
No.
It's the only word my kid can spell. Words.
Listen, I would know, in the TikToks, I'd be like, man, I hope they play Hot to Go.
That's
as far as I got.
How have you avoided Hot to Go? It's a fantastic song. Chaperone's the shit.
It is a fantastic song. Thank you for calling me out.
That is unbelievable. It's a catchy song, isn't it?
It is.
It's fantastic.
I like it. Now it's going to be on my save list.
Yeah, Chaperone's amazing. You should also listen to... Chaperone has a really good... the music video, in my opinion, does not match the song, but it's... Pink Pony Club is fire, but it's this one about... It's supposed to be a sad song, and I wish I could know I know the lyric that's unbelievable and kind of awkward, but for me as a man to say it, but I don't know what the song is called, but it's all about basically this relationship that she has with this woman who eventually is too almost embarrassed to admit that they have a relationship, and so it's this fight to be hey, I want to be with you, but I don't want you to be embarrassed to be who you are around me, kind of thing. And then, so the song's it's a love song, but it's also it's a breakup. She's no longer with this person. But the music video is about Chaperone going to the ocean and finding a siren who's eating men, and then falls in love with her. And then she tries to make the siren feel better about being on land and not the ocean, so she redecorates her bedroom to look like the ocean, and then she does all of these things for the siren, they putting her in a bathtub so that she feels she's got the water and stuff, and then eventually the siren goes back to her nature and goes back to the beach and starts luring men into the ocean and eating them, and she's heartbroken and I'm this music video is fucking wild and has nothing to do with the song. It's very good. I'll show you the song. Anyway, check us out.
Just wanted to put that out there.
Oh my god, thank you so much.
For everyone listening, this one's a longer episode, but we haven't had an episode in weeks. So thank you for sticking around. Thank you for hanging out. Get used to these faces. We're going to see them a lot more. Go check out...
And Tom.
Yeah.
I am Wendy's to Viking.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah,
play
you have
Sea
a
of
lot of
Thieves.
names.
I know. You know what? Let's play Sea of Thieves again. I'll hold something.
Oh boy, don't say that. Xanderdog will come out from nowhere. Yeah, we're gonna be playing a lot more stuff. Go check out our stream. All of our links will be in the description below. All of the links that we've talked about for today, where to find everybody's social medias will be also in the links. So as we always do at the end of any of our streams,
go look up at the sun.
Yeah, do you guys want to take this
cactus, throw a squirrel.
Get the fuck out of here! I'll tell you what.
Go outside, look up the sun, hug a tree, high five a squirrel.
That's right.
High five a squirrel in the face.
That's right. So do as everybody's asking. Enjoy your days. Have a fantastic time, and we'll see you next week.